And thank you so much for joining us for 13 News at Noon. I'm Felicia Lawrence here with meteorologist Sean Ash, and it's a gloomy one outside, and we're also preparing for some storm systems to move through that could bring ice.
Yeah, we've got a very interesting forecast tomorrow. We have such a large viewing area, so the impacts with this system are going to range from a cold rain in some areas to a little bit of ice, and that's what we're a little concerned about. Let's get right to it here. You are fine. This is going to be a tomorrow problem, not a today problem. So if you have travel plans locally here this evening, you're okay. We're in the mid-30s right now. We talked about System 1 that's impacting areas along the Ohio River and points to the south. This is a winter weather advisory for sections of Illinois. I suspect this is going to get expanded. Parts of our area, I think, will also may get into a winter storm warning. It's going to be close to whether or not it's going to reach storm criteria. It's definitely going to reach impact criteria for sure here. So cloud cover right now. But by this time tomorrow, we're going to have a much busier radar. Now, as we've been saying the last couple of days, far northern, northwestern Indiana, that's the heavy snow portion. Then you get closer to Lafayette, Kokomo, Fort Wayne, the north side of the metro, and then we get into the mixing bowl where it's going to range from freezing rain and sleet to sleet and snow. Which one is going to be the most likely in this area? That is still highly uncertain, but we are concerned about at least some ice accumulation tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. If you're watching south, southeast, it's mostly a cold rain. I'm going to get into a little more details on this, and we've got another system to time out ahead in the 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. And just hours ago, 13 News has learned that the family of a 3-year-old boy seriously hurt in a car crash in Plainfield have made the difficult decision to take him off of life support. Baby Aries was severely burned after a man crashed into his family's car going almost 90 miles an hour. His 2-month-old baby sister, Iris, was killed in that crash. Sidoni Pettis has been charged for this crash, and this is a story that we've been following since last week. Now there are new court documents, and they reveal that Avon police tried to pull over a stolen car. Pettis ran from police right through the intersection of Ronald Reagan and US 40, and he allegedly crashed right into Shadow Vaughter and his 2 kids at a high speed. His SUV burst into flames. Now, after the crash, Pettis allegedly denied seeing the officer and said that he had bought the car off of Facebook. Investigators say he later admitted to stealing the car and then decided to run from police. Aries' parents tell police his ears and nose were essentially gone and his eyes were burned shut. Police say Pettis was on probation at the time of the crash. He is now facing a slew of charges. It's a tough story. We'll continue to stay on top of it and follow that family's journey. And this afternoon, we are learning that a man is in critical condition after being pulled from a burning home on the city's north side. IFD says firefighters were called to this home near 38th and Byram Avenue shortly before 6 this morning. Now, once they got on the scene, crews found a home engulfed in flames. Firefighters say they quickly found a man who was inside and transported him to the hospital. Investigators say the home had squatter-like conditions. 13 News spoke to a neighborhood at the scene who says she woke up to the flames. This was a neighbor at the scene, and she says that the homeowner died a few years ago, and now she's shocked to find out that someone was living inside this home.
It's cold out, they're homeless and the city is a problem, and it didn't surprise me that someone was in there. So it is concerning to think, we don't know what's going on our street as well.
Right now, investigators are still working to determine what caused that fire. And now to another big story we've been following. The defense for Orlando Mitchell is asking a jury to find him not guilty of murder by definition. Mitchell shot and killed Crystal Walton outside of a downtown daycare more than 2 years ago. Cameras are not allowed in the courtroom for this trial, but this is file video from previous court hearings. Walton's mother was the first witness to testify in the trial. Prosecutors say Mitchell waited for Crystal to drop off their son at daycare. That's when he killed her. Walton had a protective order against Mitchell. The defense says Mitchell snapped because he was not allowed to see his son. Mitchell is also charged with the strangulation death of Deputy John Durham. He allegedly killed Durham after going back to jail from the hospital. Mitchell is set to go to trial for that case after this trial wraps. Our Rich Nye is in the courtroom this afternoon, and we will have the latest starting at 5. 19-year-old Dante Roney made his first court appearance this morning on attempted murder charges for a shooting on I-70 on the east side. Police believe Roney knew the whereabouts of a driver and tracked down a car on I-70 eastbound, firing several shots at the car between the Keystone and Emerson exits on January 2nd. The man driving was shot in the elbow. His girlfriend in the passenger seat was shot in the head and is brain dead. The prosecution says this is essentially a murder case. The judge set bond at $600,000 cash. Right now, police in Noblesville are investigating a crash that left several people hurt. It happened Sunday night. Investigators say a man was driving along Greenfield Avenue when a car pulled out in front of him on Promise Road. Several people jumped in to help the two drivers, and that's when an SUV crashed into one of the cars, causing it to hit two of the people helping the drivers. 3 people were taken to the hospital in critical condition. And happening today, the Vision Zero Task Force will meet for the first time in several weeks. The task force aims to improve safety for pedestrians and cyclists around the city and eliminate traffic-related deaths and injuries. So we are expecting to hear from IMPD Chief Chris Bailey on behalf of the department. The task force will meet at the City County building at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, another case of the bird flu has been detected in Indiana. The Indiana State Board of Animal Health sent out an update yesterday morning saying bird flu has been detected at a commercial farm in portions of Jay and Adam counties. The update says a flock of more than 912,000 birds is now quarantined. Now, a couple weeks ago, we told you about another outbreak at a southern Indiana farm in Seymour. At the time, the State Board of Animal Health reported at least 23 farms across the state had been affected by bird flu. And in just a few months, Indigo will start construction on its new Blue Line. The bus rapid transit line will stretch 24 miles from the Indianapolis airport to Cumberland. But this project also means construction detours for drivers and businesses. Our Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick has the timeline and who will be impacted.
Indigo is just weeks from breaking ground on the future Blue Line. It will be the third and largest bus rapid transit line in Marion County.
People can expect that there will be some construction, there will be some lane closures, but we will be maintaining at least one lane of traffic through all of those areas.
The project is divided into 12 sections spanning 24 miles. It will connect Cumberland to the airport with 30 stops in between. The project will also bring miles of repaved roads, new sidewalks, and crosswalks, something Transit Ambassador Courtney Hawk is excited about.
I think it's going to be really transformative for the east side specifically, the west side also. I'm really excited to have an option to the airport that's more frequent and quicker.
And the goal is to wrap up construction sometime in 2028 with a total cost of $387 million. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
Indigo is holding several public meetings this week for the community to ask questions about the Blue Line. We're going to have a full list of dates on our website at WTHR.com so you can see if you should go to one. Well, this afternoon, the Indiana Fever are welcoming DeWanna Bonner, one of the most decorated players in the WNBA. Bonner is a 2-time WNBA champion and 6-time All-Star. She has played in more playoff games than anybody in league history, and she's another veteran the Fever hope will add to the championship aspirations. Bonner is ready to get going, and so are her teammates, including Caitlin Clark.
I just felt like they had a dynamic core, and I just wanted to be another puzzle piece into what they had, and hopefully I can give my knowledge, my leadership.
And I think it'll be a lot of fun to get in the gym and be with my teammates and, you know, just start putting the pieces together and see what works, what doesn't work. But I think we're going to have a lot of different options to do a lot of different things, and I think that's what's super exciting about it all.
The Fever continue to add more pieces this offseason. Natasha Howard and Sydney Colson were added through free agency, and they also acquired Sophie Cunningham through a trade. Now, as the Fever welcome new players, they're actually saying goodbye to Katie Lou Samuelson. She and the team have mutually parted ways. Samuelson played one season here in Indiana, and she played in 37 games and averaged 4 points a game.